Are we hot, baby? Are we hot? The hair all over the place these days. It's humid out here, so I got a lot of fuzz, got a lot of frizz going on. We had to fix that before we left, so we're going to talk to you about some stuff now. Sponsored to you by coffee. Sponsored to you? Brought to you by, sponsored by coffee. Let's bring this in nice and close. Okay, let's get nice and up close and personal. Let's put, ooh, look at that. Oh. Crap. Okay, here we go. Look at this, we made it. Let's, that. Okay, boom shakalaka. Now we ride. Okay, so I want to explain to you exactly what I'm doing here. We're here to talk about podcasts. Oh, surprise. And I don't know what we're going to talk about. So we're going to go to these are the robots. Okay, this is ChatGPT. I stopped paying for ChatGPT, and so now we get the free version. Let's see what the free version has for us. So today, we're going to hit the record button on this. We're doing a live podcast, ChatGPT, and I want to talk about why people shouldn't be scared to post content online, even though they see negative effects of posting content online. You know, that's a big thing that I have to deal with right now in selling my, media production company, my podcast company, my vlog, and is when I tell people that I'm going to post a lot online, they get scared. And they're like, well, we don't want to get canceled. We don't want to do anything to get canceled. So let's bring up some reasons, probably 10 reasons why you shouldn't be scared and you should post anyway. Now we're just going to see what happens. All right. So it brought me 10 reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. It's already got them. It's that fast. So you sitting around with your team thinking about stuff takes longer than that. And I'm not saying AI is the fix for everything. I'm just saying this is what you're missing out on if you don't use it. It's pretty quick. It's pretty fast. Okay. So, first things first. Welcome to the Uglee Franco show. We're at the public library. The librarium. I didn't want to rent a room, and I didn't want to disturb anyone, so I found the upstairs area where I can just be here, apparently. It's pretty cool, right? Pretty sick. So, yeah. We're just going to sit here. We're going to talk. I went for a run today. No, I didn't. I went for a workout, and I walked because I hurt my hamstring. So, that's what I'm dealing with here. Dealing with a current hamstring injury. The hamstring goes from your Achilles tendon up to middle of your back, apparently, because that's where I've been in pain all week long. So it's been a nightmare. Hi there, how's it going?
Nobody's up here yet.
Oh, you're waiting for the team?
Yeah, for the book thing.
Well, I picked a great spot then. Yeah, we're looking for sponsors still. If you want to sponsor the show, let me know. Talk to Joe. No, I'm not. My name's Josh. It's kind of funny though. Could be Joe. J-O. Okay. First off, the robots say that's a great podcast topic because almost every business owner thinks this way. You can frame it as the fear of getting canceled is costing more. Wait. The fear of getting canceled is costing more businesses than getting we see a problem. Now we see a flaw. This is literally how it reads. The fear of getting canceled is costing more businesses than getting canceled ever will. That's what it says word for word. I'll show it to you. Can you see that even? So I think it means the fear of getting canceled is costing you more business than getting canceled ever will. So we're off to a great start. Here, ChatGPT. Listen, we might cut all of that if it doesn't make any sense, if it's not good. Can you fucking reframe the first phrase that you said? This is me talking to it. Can you like reframe the first sentence that you said? Because that doesn't make any sense. The fear of getting canceled is costing more businesses than getting canceled ever will. I'm not going to roll with that. I'm not going to let that slide, robot. Can you fix that? All the other 10 points are good, but can you fix your sentence? Make that better? See what it says. Fair enough. That line was trying to be catchy, but it overreached. Here are a few stronger versions. Now it gives me multiple. 6. Okay. So ChatGPT completely lost its way. Okay, so it gave me 6 things. The fear of getting canceled is keeping more businesses invisible than cancellation ever has. And then it gives in little parentheses, probably my favorite. That's the note. That's what it tells you. And most businesses, this is number 2, most businesses aren't losing because they posted the wrong thing. They're losing because they never posted anything at all. Most businesses. This is number 3. The biggest threat to your business isn't getting canceled, it's staying invisible. There you go. I mean, we're just talking about online. You're not invisible in your area. You're not invisible at all. Nobody's calling you invisible, but if you're not posting, you're invisible online. So that's what we're talking about, right? Here's number 4. People spend so much time worrying about the one bad comment that they miss out on the 1,000 people who would have become customers. That's true. You just sit there and fixate on your negativity. You get angry at the negativity. Number 5 says, don't let the fear of criticism stop you from building a business people actually know exists. I mean, you believe in it, right? That's why you started a business. I hear people coming. We're moving. I think this worked out. It's a lovely little corner. Beautiful painting by Auguste Renoir. Peaches on plate, 1902. It's all working out, dude. It's all working out. Okay. Now where were we? I'm talking to the robots. We've got water and we've got coffee. You know, it's such an odd thing to have to reset. Don't let it discourage us, kids. We've got a mission here. I feel like the camera's way too high. Who cares? We're just gonna let it ride, baby. Okay, and then yeah. So where were we? We were at point number 6 that it was bringing us this point. You're not competing against hate. You're competing against being forgiven. Oh wait, being forgotten. You're not competing against hate. You're competing against being forgotten. Okay, there you go. That's a good point. Those are the 6 points that it made because it made us that bad starting one. Now we're gonna go back to the 10 points and we're gonna go a little bit slower. So there's point number 1. Let's see what it says here. Okay. Here are 10 talking points you can expand on. They may or may not be true. Don't take everything that the robots say for 100%, okay? They're just giving suggestions because I need stuff to talk about. All right. Number one, nobody knows who you are yet. Most people are afraid of millions of people judging them. The reality is that you're usually trying to get your first 100 or 1,000 viewers. The biggest problem isn't hate, it's obscurity. Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to get your first 100 people to notice you. You don't even, if you're brand new into this game, you're like, I know I need to do social media, but I just don't have any, and I don't know how to start it, and it's really hard, and I don't like thinking about it. It's okay, don't freak out. I got you, okay? But seriously, you're just trying to get to like 1,000 followers on TikTok. You're just trying to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram first. You're not trying to go viral at all. You're not even trying to think about how to change your community. You're just trying to like see what can happen when you post organic content with 0 people following a page. You know? I mean, even getting to 100 is like, woohoo. I have 2 YouTube channels and one of them is barely over 100 subscribers. You know? So there's a ton of like, you got a ton of time to like figure out your voice online or what you want your voice to be online. Right? It doesn't have to be scary or nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, number 2 is silence is riskier than criticism. If you never post, your competitors become the trusted experts simply because they're visible. Boom, that's true. That's true. And I don't really believe in the, like, idea that there's competition, right? I'm a Gary Vee kid. So competition doesn't exist. It's not real. Everything is a lateral move. You can talk to anybody. Bigger than you, smaller than you, doesn't matter. But a lot of people do see it as competition. And yeah, you're going to be put out of business by other people if you don't understand that it is competition, but you can't just like, you can't really see it as that. I mean, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Other marketing companies in town, I don't see as like the bad guys. I don't see them as, the competition. Like other content creators in town that I know are working for companies. They make content for the companies and I'm jealous. I wish that I could. I wish I could make content for a company. But I don't get jealous. I just go, wow, I like their video. You got to grow up at some point, right? You can't just be upset at people because they're better than you or they're doing the same thing as you. That's middle school stuff. That's what kids do. We're not kids. So learn from them, watch them, pay attention for sure. Understand that if you don't keep up, you're going to be put out of business. But it's not competition, dude. It's just other people doing what they believe in also. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody's out to crush you. And if they are, they're going to do it if you suck. That's what I believe too. If you're not good, if you're not as good as them, then they will crush you, right? So I can see these other content creators as, wow, they post more than me. They edit better than me. They have a better camera setup than me. They understand focal points better than me or something. And you can get discouraged by that. Or you can just go, okay, well, that's possible, and I really liked how that looked. It looks good. So how come I don't just figure it out? And then figure it out, and now, look, you're just as good as them. They have more experience, and it took you way longer. They're moving on to other things while you're fixated on one thing. It doesn't matter. That's where I kind of believe that you need to have like a base, like a core. What do you do? Why did you do it in the first place? Why did you start this thing in the first place? Because you were good at something. You were good at something and you decided to try to capitalize on the thing that you're good on. It's a crazy idea. That's what business is though, right? So if you have like something that you started with at the beginning, just keep going back to that. Don't focus on what you don't have. Ooh, all right. Number 3, most backlash disappears quickly. It's true. The internet moves incredibly fast. Unless someone does something genuinely harmful, most controversies fade within days. Yeah, it's true. I'm going to use a local business that I feel like everybody's very aware of, the Lodge. They did something online that caused their business to go out. They're out of business now. I feel like a lot of people are scared because that was real. That happened. That was a super controversial thing, and it still is. And don't be scared of posting online because real life happened to somebody else. It's just real life. They were moving. When I was playing football, it was always the coaches would always tell me, hey, we'd rather have you make a mistake going 100 miles an hour than you make a mistake kind of living half-ass and doing it half-ass. So sometimes you do something and you believe in it and it's wrong. And a lot of people disagree with you. And maybe the entire community, maybe every single person says, hey, you made a wrong decision. I believe in the principle, though. You did it because you believed it was right. It was wrong for you at that time, and it didn't work out. You still got to put yourself out there and be ready for pain when it comes. Pain is just a part of life. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do about it? It's tough, but it's real. So, number 4, your ideal clients aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for someone who seems knowledgeable, trustworthy, and human. Small mistakes often make you more relatable. Yeah, you're not perfect. So if you expect your customers to expect you to be perfect, then that's not what people do. People don't look at other people like that. I mean, some people do, but those are turds, right? We're not talking about them. Everybody knows somebody who thinks that you should be better, thinks that you should be perfect. And yes, we're striving for excellence. We're striving to be the best that we could possibly be in everything we do, right? So we want to be good. We want to be excellent. We want to be perfect, but that's not possible, right? I mean, Jesus did it, but that's it. So what are we talking about? The ideal clients aren't looking for perfection. Yeah, you just can't expect yourself to be perfect. When you make a mistake, you need to be more ready to be okay, I made a mistake. It's okay. Smile it off, laugh it off. Nobody wants to lose money. Nobody wants to lose out on opportunities. Sometimes that's the consequence of mistakes. There's small mistakes, like spilling the milk, and there's big ones, like forgetting to pay a vendor or something like that, draining a bank account completely because you forgot that a subscription was active and it was supposed to be a trial. Stuff happens. Nobody likes it, but you got to see that you are such a small picture in the big picture of the world. You're just not that important. It's important to you, and you have to fix it. You have to go through a lot of pain to fix it now. But still, think about eternity. Think about forever, right? Nobody's gonna care about your little mistake. So if you say something that you kind of aren't proud of online, or do something that you kind of aren't proud of online, it'll go away. That doesn't mean people will forget. But if you keep posting online, then you can redeem yourself. You can even make it a joke. You can make it a running joke. You can bring up the mistake in more videos later, confessing how dumb it was. So everybody's made a mistake and then needed to talk it off, talk it out. It does make you more human. Makes people like you more. Lest we not forget, Shane Gillis was fired from SNL. He has 2 records now, two Guinness World Records now, for most tickets ever sold and the largest venue ever done by a comedian. So, do what you will with that information, but that's the actual reality of you not giving up. It's going to be okay. Okay, number 5. Every successful creator has received hate. If you look at any major entrepreneur, athlete, or creator, they've all been criticized. Criticism is often a side effect of being seen. Just like, people hate me, dude. People don't like me. It's crazy to think about because you never see yourself as a bad guy. But there are people out there that don't like you. And they talk about you in small circles. They talk that smack. It's just part of it. It's just part of being out here. I mean, I feel like some of these topics we're talking about are like elementary school topics. I mean, this is obvious stuff. Everybody, every athlete. I mean, when you are watching Aaron Rodgers throw an interception on Sundays, you talk smack about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has like 90 million people watching him every, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many views they get. At least like millions of people. In his, do you think Aaron Rodgers' Instagram account doesn't have hate messages in it? It's just part of life, What's he gonna do about it? Open his phone, see all the messages, and be like, wow, I really am the worst quarterback in the history of ever. You've been in business for 20 years. You're having a hard time navigating the new landscape of social media content. You post a bunch of things. Some of your friends say, hey, I didn't like that one. What are you going to do? Say, wow, I'm really the worst business that's ever been. I'm the worst. I'm so bad at marketing. All I do is make content to hurt my friends. First off, your friends aren't you. Grow up. They don't go to sleep in your bed. They don't know your head and your thoughts, so they don't matter. You can fire your friends if they're bad friends. If they're coming to you saying, we don't like your social media content, probably not your friends. So, your friends are more supportive than that. Your friends are going to be understanding. They're going to say, hey, what was going through your head when you made that one? Hey, buddy, if you're happy, if you're proud. They're not a fan of it. It's obvious. But they're not canceling you. They're not hating you. Okay? You're not going to shut down business because you get a couple weird comments that are like, we don't like how you wore a hat that day that said Yankees on it. We are not Yankees fans, or whatever. So confidence comes down to confidence. If you're confident in what you're saying in the moment, nobody's gonna have a problem with it. It's just what you think. Who cares what you think? If we're not talking about big problems, politics, or anything like that, it's your show, right? It's your show in the first place. So you up front go, no politics. Okay, so what are we left to talk about that's going to cancel you? We're talking about what kind of food you eat and which socks you like to wear. We're talking about your business. We're talking about the ideals of your business or something. We're going around meeting the people inside of your company. We're doing interviews with your employees. We're asking them about life, just stuff. When you get a hamburger, this is one of my favorite questions. When you get a hamburger, do you put it, how do you eat it? How do you begin to eat it? It depends. If the bun is too soggy and you gotta flip it over, right? Some crazy people just don't care. They pick it up no matter the sog level, and then the entire bottom falls out. You're an animal. You're a crazy person. You should be put in prison. Flip the burger over and have the strongest bun on the bottom. Do you cut it in half? Do you cut it in airplanes? Do you touch it at all with your hands? These are the kinds of questions that my company is interested in. This is really what people are interested in, because that's real life. That's base level. Everybody eats hamburgers. Even if you're vegan, you put a mushroom and some lettuce in between with a tomato, and you call that a burger. So that's the fun stuff. That's what we really want to talk about. Okay. Let's go to point number... I just covered a bunch of points, and I didn't even mean to. I'm so good at this. Okay, so number 6 is you control what you post. You don't have to share your personal life or controversial opinions. You can build an entire brand around educating, entertaining, or documenting your work. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I just talked about for like 7 minutes off dome. I wasn't reading ahead. You don't have to talk about stuff you don't want to talk about. Stop focusing on that. People are like, well, I don't want to talk about that. It's like, okay, so don't even bring it up. What do you want to talk about? Oh, I don't know. Okay, leave it to me. I want to talk about how you eat a hamburger. I want to talk about if you think a hot dog is a sandwich. Is it? Is a hot dog a sandwich? We don't know. The world may never know. We may never find out. All we know is Joey Chestnut is the king of the hot dog sandwich. Yeah, you can build an entire brand around educating, entertaining, or documenting your work. I can just, every time you're doing something to a car, I can just be there with a camera asking you what you're doing. And you're just like, well, the carburetor's out, but here's the problem. In these Toyotas, they have a certain L-shaped pipe that I can't get through because somebody that had a Hyundai before put it there in the first place. They put the wrong L-shaped thing in there. It's obviously a T-shape. It's not an L-shape. So this is why I hate working here. This is why I hate working here. Isn't it your company? I thought you're the boss. Yeah, I hate it here. It's great stuff. Just let your personality kind of like flow out, Don't worry about it. Just act like you're working in the garage with your grandkid. But that's specific to motor companies. What if you are a library? You're a local library, or local libraries don't need me. Who would need me? I don't know. Maybe the library needs me. No, they don't. Probably not. Anyways, moving on. This is a very common topic. Number 7, people buy from people they know. If they see you a bunch of times on social media, they start to know you, they start to like you, then they're going to buy something. It's consumer science. Right? I don't know. It's just the way it goes. If you are cool and you keep wearing Nike, Nike's gonna call and be like, hey, here's a sponsorship. Do you know how many millions of likes and views it takes for Nike to notice and care? A crazy amount. So there's going to be way more levels before that, but that was a bad example. Just post online a bunch, and then people will eventually break and be like, I've seen you online, I like your stuff, I think what you're doing is great, I want to be involved. That's how it goes. Okay. Point number 8, feedback helps you improve. Not all negative comments are bad. It's kind of like take everything with a grain of salt, right? Sometimes they'll point out ways to communicate more clearly or improve your product. Sometimes it's just true. It's just people noticing stuff. You don't like it because you've worked 20 years to build up your front lobby area. You've rearranged furniture, you've spent money on expensive furniture. Somebody's going to come in, sit down in that chair and say, this chair sucks, it's uncomfortable, and I had to wait here for an hour and a half in the sucky chair. That's just how it goes. Not everybody's going to like the chair. Everybody has a chair in their lobby, okay? Something that you have really been working on that you're proud of, and somebody else is going to come in and just demolish it. I remember when I started my company 3 years ago, 3 long, hard winters ago. No diddy. And I was changing my pricing pretty much every week. And I got feedback from a company that said, you're never going to go anywhere if you keep changing your prices every week. And that made me so mad. Because I was like, I just started the company. I don't know what to charge. I'm trying to figure it out. Right? But it's true. Hey, if nobody knows how much you cost, they're just going to be turned off because they're like, it changes every time you talk to them. It's worse than the stock market. Today it's this price, tomorrow it's that price. We can't lock in a price on this guy. That's why McDonald's wins, right? They just sell hamburgers at $1. I can't sell videos at $1, but if they're always 100, you know, 100 bucks per video, it's like easier. Oh yeah, that guy charges $100 per video. But if it changes every time, and of course, you're going to grow and you're going to change your numbers. But at the beginning of my company, it was really hard for me to kind of grasp that I needed to really lock in on something. Because I was throwing prices out like it was, I don't even know what. What do you throw prizes out at? The freaking county fair. You know what I'm saying? I was like the guy at the basketball hoop. It's just like $3 for 5 shots, and then some kid comes up like, I have $2, and he's like, okay, you get 2 shots. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like, that's not the price. That's not what it costs, or whatever. So, not all negative feedback is bad. It hurts your feelings. It's negative because it hurt your feelings. It's not really negative. Some of it's not really negative. Like overall negative, right? Okay, this is point number 9. The upside is massive. One video can lead to clients, partnerships, speaking opportunities, employees, or investors. Those opportunities don't exist if nobody knows you. I mean, when you really can just stop thinking about what could go wrong. There's so much more opportunity out there, you know? There's so much more opportunity out there. I mean, I don't even remember being upset at content that I've made because I've just been so good at like making the content, just forgetting about it, that now looking at all my content, I seriously see it all as positive. I just see it all as positive content. There's nothing that I go, ew. It's all just like, oh, yeah, I remember that. That was fun. That's why the importance of you making a video and having fun in that moment is it's detrimental. I'm having a blast inside this library. Look at this. Peaches on a plate, 1902. I mean, come on. I'm having a lot of fun. This is fun. I've had fun waddling around the library, looking at different spaces that I can sit in. We had to move. That was fun. Like, you gotta have fun. So if you have fun in the first place and somebody else comes along and they say, rah, 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 you go, I don't even care because that was so much fun. I would do it again. The consequence isn't that bad. Rah, 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 rah. Boo. I had fun. It was a good time. You should have been there. You had to be there. It was fun. You would have had fun if you were there. Number 10, last point here. Regret lasts longer than embarrassment. 5 years from now, you're much more likely to regret never posting than to regret an awkward video that almost nobody remembers. Pause for a second. When did you start your company? How do I want to get this out? Imagine if you started your company 5 years before you actually started it. How much farther you'd be along. When did you start your company? Now go back in time. Imagine you start your company 5 years before you actually started your company. How much farther along would you be? If you have a social media page right now, when did you start it? How long has it taken you to get to where you are now? Imagine you just have a social media page that is automated. All you have to do is spend 30 minutes per week with a camera, or an hour a month, or 30 minutes every 2 weeks. The amount of content that will be pumped out in a 5-year span. Imagine all the content you've posted in your life. I guarantee that I'm going to post you more. Hey, if I get a client and they want a podcast every week and they want 7 clips every podcast, and I post every single day for them for 5 years on every single platform: Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, LinkedIn, all that stuff. How many singular pieces of content would it be for 5 years straight? This number's gonna be crazy. Okay, so 1 podcast per week, 7 clips per podcast, 1 full podcast. So that's 8 pieces of content per week. That's just 8 over 5 years. 52 weeks times 5 years equals 260 weeks, 260 podcasts. 260 times 7 equals 1,820 clips. Total pieces of content equals 260 podcasts plus 1,820 clips equals 2,080 unique pieces of content. Now, if you post every one of those 2,080 pieces of okay, hold on. Now, if you post every one of those 2,080 pieces to 8 platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, Threads, LinkedIn, Snapchat, whatever else you want, 2,080 times 8 equals 16,640 individual uploads posted over 5 years. Do the numbers. How many sales are you going to make off those? What kind of conversion rate are we talking here? It's going to be good. $16,000. And that's just me working for you. Wait until my business scales, then we can start really doing damage. Wait until I have someone to work for me. That's not even with you posting the normal stuff that you post on your phone, like going to the hockey game with the fam, vacation, Yosemite, selfie. That's a singular piece of content. You're not even paying me to do that. So if you post almost as much as me, if you post half as much as me, yeah, I think it's worth it. It will turn into conversions. Okay, let's go back to it. Let's go back to my lasting point here. Okay, so here's what it says to wrap it up with. The goal isn't to be never criticized. The goal is to be valuable enough that the people who need your message hear you. If you let the fear of being judged stop you from posting, you're letting strangers decide the future of your business. You're not that insecure, are you? You're not going to let other people decide how successful you're going to be, are you? I don't believe you are. Start a podcast. Call Uglee Franco Productions. Okay, this has been fun, dude. I mean, where else could I go sit? Could I go sit somewhere else? My wallet just fell on the ground. I need to pick that up. I'll forget to pick that up. I don't think there's any more places I can sit in this library because there's so many people around, and I don't want to be disturbing. I don't want to be that guy. I'm going to put the wallet in the bag, actually. How many people lose a wallet per day? I remember one time growing up, my dad put his wallet in the taco. He put it in the Taco John's triangle on the table, and it stayed there for like a week. Taco John's called him. They were like, "Hey, we just found your wallet. It's in the triangle on the table that you sat at. Nobody else touched the triangle." My dad had canceled all of his credit cards, canceled everything. It didn't even matter anymore, but he got his wallet back. So anyways, I'm gonna leave now. Okay, bye.